Well, hey, Michael, thanks again for taking some time to meet with me. Now, I don't know if my company, FFG, is going to have anything that's going to work for you, but we're going to cover some of the areas that we do work in, including improving cash flow, decreasing debt, reducing taxes. Now, we also specialize in insurance and annuities that will literally shave years off of your retirement date. Now, if there's a need, I'll take some information back with me. But for now, there's nothing for you to buy, and I'm not selling anything. So hopefully we can kind of sit back, relax, see what we can learn. Now, my company, FFG, is a national company, and we have 70 offices around the country as of now. Now, we represent several large insurance companies that have well over $100 billion in assets, and some of them have been around for well over 100 years. Now, what we do is we specialize in helping people understand money, how it works, and how to make it work better for them. Now, as a company, we have one goal, and one goal only, Michael, and that is to help people become financially independent. Now, what that means is there's a point in time when the interest that you're earning on the money you set aside, your nest egg, is out earning you instead of you out earning it. Now, when that happens, it's a happy time because it's over. You're free. You can make decisions about what you want to do. You want to continue to work, or do you want to retire and pursue some of your lifelong dreams? It's up to you. Now, before we get into any of the solutions, I want to talk about some of the issues and challenges facing all of us today. And that is, we know that incomes have been rising over the last 10 years, certainly, but also the cost of living, inflation, has been rising as well, sometimes equal to or greater than those rises in income. And so for many Americans, it's a very difficult challenge to balance income with expenses. And so many people are depending more and more on credit and spending more than they make, becoming even more insecure about their financial situation, and then poor saving habits ensue. Now, here's my point. A couple of years ago, the Bankers Life and Casualty Center for Secure Retirement did a study, and what they found out, this is gonna blow your mind. Out of 100 people turning 65 years of age, only seven were financially secure, or financially, which means making $35,000 minimum, or financially independent. So what about the other 93? What's their situation? Well, they're going to be depending on family, they're going to be depending on charities, or perhaps they're not going to be able to retire and continue to work for the foreseeable future. And we've seen these people at Walmart, Sam's Club, and those kinds of places. You know, and as I'm talking about this, I'm recalling something I experienced the other day. I was out at the Culver's on the east side of town here, just grabbing a sandwich and a cold drink in between appointments. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this little old lady. And when I say little old lady, I mean she's like great-grandmother age. And frail little thing, and she's walking around the dining area, you know, and she's wiping tabletops off and seats and picking trash up off the floor and straightening things up and, you know, what have you, you know, taking garbage away. And then I see this poor, skinny little thing get down on one knee, and out of her apron, she pulls out a putty knife, and she's down on one knee and she's scraping goo off the floor. And I'm thinking, oh my, that woman's not doing that because this is a great career move, nor is she doing that because it's a fantastic salary for doing this. She's out of money. And that is the thing that really drives my passion, because that doesn't have to happen. And I've committed myself to helping prevent that from happening with whomever I can. Now, what we do is we work in key areas that involve 7 steps. And what we do is we weave those steps together to help people improve their cash flow, decrease their debt, reduce their taxes, and retire sooner rather than later. Now I'm going to rip through these 7 steps very quickly here, and so if there's a question that you have, please stop me. But as we're going through these 7 steps, I want you, please, to keep your own priorities in mind and your own needs in mind as well. Now, step 1 is inspect what you expect. Now, what that means, Michael, is that in order for you to have the money that you need to retire in the fashion that you want to retire in, you've got to know where your money is going now. In order for you to know and learn more about money and how it works, you need to know how your money is being spent now. Now, we can help you with some tools that help you track your income and expenses, if that's a need. But those are the types of things that we feel are necessary. Many people don't even know how to read their own financial statements these days. The things that you might get from a financial advisor or your stockbroker, or maybe even your bank. And so they really don't know what they have and what's waiting for them in the future, and just hoping that's going to work out for them. So if that's a need, we can, again, help you with some tools that we have available. Now, step number 2 is increasing cash flow. Now, can you give me a definition of cash flow, Michael? Yeah, good. That's very creative. Now, how we define cash flow is this. At the end of every month, after all the income comes in and all the expenses go out, what's left over is cash flow. Now, let me ask you a question. We have a service that we can put you in touch with that helps with the debt service on credit cards. So that's a need. Please let us know. Now, question I have for you right now is, at the end of the year, do you typically pay into the government, or do you get a refund back? Oh, you get a refund, okay. But how much, can I ask you? Okay, $3,000-4,000. Michael, I asked my nephew, Tim, about that the other day, and same question, and he said, well, Uncle, I usually get a refund back. And I said, well, how much? And he said, well, somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000 typically. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. You're telling me that you're giving the government $6,000 to $8,000 of your money year in and year out, and they don't pay you a single penny of interest? And on top of that, at the end of the year, you have to ask for it back? I said, Tim, does that make sense at all? And he kind of thought about it, and he said, no, it really doesn't. And it doesn't, Michael. It doesn't make sense. You should be using that money as you earn it to decrease your debt, set aside for your retirement, put it into your nest egg, or perhaps invest it so that you can earn some interest for yourself. It just doesn't make sense. Now, the third step is the debt elimination step. Now, what we have here is an example. It's a hypothetical situation, where we have a typical family, and you can see they have a mortgage, auto loan, a couple credit cards, and you can see how much they're paying in interest and how much they're paying on a monthly basis. Now, based on this information, this hypothetical family is going to be paying off that debt in 26.8 years. Now, with our debt elimination plan, we can cut that payoff period down to 13.1 years, including mortgage. Now, on top of that, if the plan is followed closely, you could even have a big chunk of money set aside for yourself at the end of that 13.1 years. So if that's a need, certainly let us know. Now, step number 4 is develop an emergency fund. Now, do you have one? You don't. Okay, well, we recommend that just about everybody does. And why? It's because what it is, it's an emergency, and you might need some cash. Now, let's say your transmission goes out on your car, and so you take it down to the shop, and now you're looking at an $1,800 bill. Could be worse. So, what's your typical reaction? How are you going to take care of that? Well, probably you're going to tap into your credit card. Now, look, you're going to be in debt now for 3 years and paying all that interest on top of that. If you had an emergency fund, you could just withdraw all of it that you need, or some of it, to help pay for that emergency. Now, what we recommend is that emergency fund have these key features: that it be secure and safe, that it be liquid, that it get a better interest rate than your checking account, and lastly, it be systematic. In other words, saving on a regular basis and separate, away from your normal accounts. So what we can do to help you out here, if you don't have one and you'd like to go this direction, we could connect you with people to set up a money market fund, I should say, where the funds are drawn out, whatever you decide, on a monthly basis, and deposit in this money market account, so it's out of sight, out of mind. If you put this into your checking account, chances are something's going to come up, and you're going to need that money, and you're going to spend it, and then several weeks later, you won't even remember what you spent it on. So keeping it separate, that is. Now, step number 5 is protect what you have, and it's about insurance. Now, we look at insurance as replacing income that's lost because of loss of life. Now, you've probably seen a situation where you got mom and dad and a couple kids, and all of a sudden, mom or dad are not around anymore for whatever reason. And so if they're not around, neither is their income. So the surviving spouse, mom or dad, you're going to be responsible for the mortgage, the car payments, the credit cards, and child's education and food and clothing and all those sorts of things. Can be very, very devastating. Now, what we do is we are brokers, and we can help you out with insurance, guide you towards insurance that will help with your cash flow, or create long-term savings for you. So if there's a need there, let us know. Now, step 6, and this is the one that I've been waiting to get to, because this is the one that I get so excited about sharing with people. And step 6 is really most everybody's favorite. And if you listen to me, really listen, Michael, it could change the quality of your life. Now, step 6 is all about creating long-term income or long-term savings. And there are 2 elements at play here, 2 battles to win the money game. And if you don't incorporate these 7 steps that we talked about here, the chances of you becoming financially secure, financially independent,